What if I told you that scientists have identified specific interventions that can literally slow down your biological clock? Not just make you look younger, but actually delay cellular aging at the DNA level? In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share 5 scientifically proven strategies that researchers from institutions like Stanford, Harvard, and universities worldwide are using to extend health span in clinical studies. And here's the best part. You can start implementing several of these today. But stick around until the very end, because I'm going to reveal the single most powerful longevity intervention that combines multiple anti-aging pathways at once, something that most people completely overlook. Before we dive in, a quick but important note. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. I'm not a licensed medical professional. Always consult with qualified healthcare providers before making any changes to your health regimen. Individual results vary based on genetics, lifestyle, and overall health status. If you find value in this content and want to stay updated on the latest longevity breakthroughs, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. It's completely free, and it genuinely helps us reach more people who are interested in living longer, healthier lives. Your support means everything to this channel. All right, let's get into it. We're living in what many scientists are calling the golden age of longevity research. The field is moving fast, with breakthrough studies on cellular reprogramming, compounds that influence aging pathways, and interventions that have extended lifespan in animal models. Companies and research institutions are racing to develop therapies that don't just treat diseases, they target aging itself at the cellular level. Meanwhile, researchers worldwide are identifying interventions that influence multiple hallmarks of aging simultaneously. The strategies we're about to discuss aren't speculative science fiction. They're based on peer-reviewed research, many with human trial data already available. So what are these 5 proven ways to slow aging? Let's break them down, starting with one of the most accessible yet powerful interventions you can implement today. Strategy number 1. Time-restricted eating and intermittent fasting. Now, before you roll your eyes thinking this is just another trendy diet, hear me out. The science behind fasting and longevity is incredibly robust, and recent research is revealing exactly why it works at the cellular level. When you fast, you trigger a process called autophagy, essentially your body's cellular recycling program. Think of it like your cells taking out the trash. During autophagy, damaged proteins and dysfunctional organelles get broken down and either eliminated or recycled into new, functional components. A 2024 study published in Nature Cell Biology found that intermittent fasting increases spermidine levels, which are essential for activating autophagy. This research showed that fasting-induced autophagy extends both health span and lifespan across multiple species, from yeast to mice to human studies. Recent research from 2025 analyzing intermittent fasting in humans found that dawn to dusk fasting significantly upregulated key autophagy genes like LAMP2, LC3B, and ATG5, which are protective against degenerative aging and chronic diseases. Multiple studies have examined the health benefits of various fasting protocols. Research indicates that time-restricted eating is associated with improvements in metabolic health markers, reduced inflammation, and positive changes in aging-related pathways. But let's talk practically. How do you actually implement this? The most accessible approach is the 16-to-8 method, fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window. For most people, this means skipping breakfast and eating between noon and 8 p.m., or adjusting to whatever schedule works for your lifestyle. Research from the Salk Institute suggests that even if you don't restrict calories, simply condensing your eating window can trigger many of the same longevity-promoting benefits. The key is consistency. Your body adapts to these patterns and optimizes its metabolic processes accordingly. A few important caveats. Intermittent fasting isn't appropriate for everyone. If you're pregnant, have a history of eating disorders, are underweight, or have certain medical conditions, this approach might not be suitable. Again, consult your healthcare provider before starting any fasting regimen. For those who can safely implement it, consider starting with a 12-hour fast and gradually extending to 14 or 16 hours as your body adapts. Many people report that after the first week, the hunger during fasting periods diminishes significantly. The bottom line? Time-restricted eating is one of the most well-researched, accessible longevity interventions available today, with clear mechanisms of action at the cellular level. Strategy number 2. High-intensity exercise combined with resistance training. If there's one intervention that comes closest to being a powerful tool for longevity, it's exercise. But not all exercise is created equal when it comes to anti-aging effects. Recent research is showing that the combination of high-intensity interval training and progressive resistance work creates a powerful approach against aging at the cellular level. A 2023 randomized controlled trial found that just 1 month of high-intensity interval training, 12 sessions total, reduced transcriptomic age, an RNA-based measure of biological age, in sedentary adults aged 40 to 65. The exercise group showed a reduction of 3.59 years in biological age, while the control group actually increased by 3.29 years. That's nearly a 7-year difference from just 4 weeks of exercise. But why does this specific combination work so well? First, high-intensity exercise triggers the production of new mitochondria through a process called mitochondrial biogenesis. Remember, mitochondria are your cellular power plants, and their function naturally declines with age. By stimulating the creation of new, efficient mitochondria, you're literally upgrading your cell's energy systems. A 2024 systematic review examining HIIT and epigenetic aging found that across 13 studies, all demonstrated significant improvements in health markers, and all but one showed improvements in epigenetic biomarkers, including reduced biological age and mitigated age-related changes. Second, resistance training combats sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass that begins around age 30 and accelerates after 60. But it's not just about maintaining muscle for functional strength. Muscle tissue is metabolically active and plays a crucial role in blood sugar regulation, hormone production, and inflammation control. Research from 2025 analyzing data from over 3,600 participants followed for 12 years found that being physically active was associated with slower epigenetic age acceleration, equivalent to 1.26 to 1.70 years, even after controlling for chronic disease. So what's the practical protocol? For high-intensity work, research suggests that even just 20 to 30 minutes 3 times per week can produce significant benefits. We're talking about alternating between periods of high effort and active recovery. This could be sprinting, cycling, rowing, or even bodyweight exercises performed at high intensity. For resistance training, the goal is progressive overload, gradually increasing the weight, resistance, or difficulty over time. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. Studies show that even modest strength training that challenges your muscles produces robust longevity benefits. The key word here is challenge. If you're not progressively challenging your muscles, you're missing out on the adaptations that drive anti-aging effects. Important safety notes. If you're new to high-intensity exercise or have any cardiovascular concerns, you absolutely must get medical clearance before starting. And for resistance training, proper form is non-negotiable to prevent injury. Consider working with a qualified trainer initially to establish safe movement patterns. The combination of HIIT and resistance training isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about maintaining the physical capacity to do the things you love well into your later decades. Strategy number 3, optimizing your sleep architecture. If you think you can skimp on sleep and compensate with other longevity strategies, think again. Sleep is when the majority of your body's repair and regeneration processes occur, and poor sleep quality accelerates biological aging significantly. A 2024 study analyzing sleep data from the UK Biobank cohort found that sleep quality was negatively associated with biological age acceleration. The research demonstrated through Mendelian randomization that worsening sleep quality could actually cause accelerated biological aging, not just correlate with it. Research from 2024 found that poor sleep quality, especially in poor sleepers, was associated with accelerated epigenetic aging and increased risk of metabolic syndrome. These effects were measured using validated epigenetic clocks like Grim-Age and Dunedin pace. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about quantity. Sleep quality and architecture matter enormously. Your sleep consists of distinct stages, each with specific functions. Deep sleep, particularly stage 3 non-REM sleep, is when your body releases growth hormone, repairs tissues, and consolidates immune function. REM sleep is crucial for cognitive function, emotional regulation, and clearing metabolic waste from your brain. Research indicates that as people age, they spend less time in slow-wave deep sleep, which is the most restorative stage. Maintaining adequate deep sleep is associated with better cognitive health and slower biological aging. So how do you optimize sleep architecture for longevity? First, consistency is key. Going to bed and waking at the same time every day, yes, including weekends, helps regulate your circadian rhythm. Your body thrives on predictability when it comes to sleep-wake cycles. Second, temperature matters significantly. Research indicates that cooler sleep environments, typically between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit or about 15 to 19 degrees Celsius, facilitate better sleep quality and deeper sleep stages. Third, light exposure is crucial. Get bright light, ideally natural sunlight, within the first hour of waking. This sets your circadian rhythm and improves sleep quality that night. Then, as evening approaches, dim the lights and minimize blue light exposure from screens at least 90 minutes before bed. Fourth, certain supplements show promise for improving sleep architecture. Magnesium glycinate, typically 300 to 400 milligrams taken an hour before bed, has been shown in studies to support sleep quality. Glycine, an amino acid, at doses of 3 grams before bed, has demonstrated improvements in sleep quality in clinical trials. However, and this is important, supplements are not a substitute for good sleep hygiene practices. They're potentially useful additions, but the fundamentals matter most. Consider using sleep tracking technology to objectively measure your sleep patterns. While not perfectly accurate, they can reveal trends and help you identify which interventions actually improve your sleep quality. A fascinating finding from recent research suggests that insufficient sleep is associated with temporary changes in biological aging markers. The good news? These changes appear to be largely reversible with improved sleep, emphasizing the incredible responsiveness of our biology when we provide the right inputs. Prioritizing sleep isn't lazy. It's one of the most high-leverage longevity strategies available. Strategy number 4, strategic supplementation targeting specific aging pathways. Now let me be clear up front. Supplements cannot compensate for poor lifestyle choices. You can't out-supplement a terrible diet, chronic sleep deprivation, or sedentary behavior. That said, certain compounds show evidence for supporting longevity pathways when combined with healthy lifestyle practices. Let's focus on 3 supplements with scientific backing and documented effects on aging pathways. First up, NAD+ precursors, specifically nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NMN, and nicotinamide riboside, or NR. NAD+ is a coenzyme found in every cell of your body, essential for energy metabolism and cellular repair. The problem? NAD+ levels decline with age. This decline is associated with mitochondrial dysfunction, impaired DNA repair, and reduced cellular health. Research from Harvard and other institutions has highlighted NAD+'s importance in aging processes. Multiple human studies have now shown that supplementing with NMN can increase NAD+ levels. A 2022 clinical trial published in JARO Science found that NMN supplementation up to 900 milligrams daily was safe and well tolerated, with 600 milligrams daily showing the highest efficacy for increasing blood NAD+ concentrations and improving physical performance scores in healthy middle-aged adults. A 2024 meta-analysis of 9 studies, including 412 participants, found that NMN had significant effects on muscle function, with improvements in gait speed, and also showed benefits for reducing liver enzymes and improving insulin sensitivity at appropriate doses. Typical dosing in human studies ranges from 250 to 600 milligrams daily, taken in the morning. Quality matters enormously with these supplements. Look for products that have been third-party tested for purity. Second, high-quality omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. Chronic low-grade inflammation, often called inflammaging, is a major driver of age-related diseases. Omega-3s are among the most well-studied anti-inflammatory compounds available. Meta-analyses have found that omega-3 supplementation is associated with reduced cardiovascular disease risk, improved cognitive function in aging adults, and favorable changes in various health markers. The key is dosing and quality. Many people take fish oil supplements, but at doses too low to be meaningful. Research suggests that a combined EPA and DHA dose of at least 2 to 3 grams daily is needed for significant health effects. Look for supplements that are molecularly distilled to remove contaminants and provide a high concentration of EPA and DHA per serving. Third, vitamin D3, ideally combined with vitamin K2. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health. It's involved in hundreds of cellular processes, including immune function, DNA repair, and inflammation regulation. Vitamin D deficiency is common, with estimates suggesting over 40% of adults have insufficient levels. Low vitamin D status is associated with accelerated biological aging and increased risk of age-related diseases. Most people require between 2,000 and 5,000 IU daily to maintain optimal levels, though this varies based on factors like body weight, sun exposure, and genetics. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, so take it with a meal containing fats for better absorption. Vitamin K2 is often paired with D3 because it helps direct calcium appropriately. A dose of 100 to 200 micrograms of K2 in the MK7 form is typical. Critical reminder: before starting any supplement regimen, especially at these doses, consult with a healthcare provider. Get blood work done to establish your baseline levels. Supplement strategically based on your individual needs, not just because something is popular. Supplements are tools, not magic bullets. Use them intelligently as part of a comprehensive longevity strategy. Strategy number 5, mastering stress management and cultivating psychological well-being. Here's something that often gets overlooked in longevity discussions. Chronic psychological stress literally accelerates your biological aging at the cellular level. This isn't metaphorical, it's measurable. Research analyzing the effects of chronic stress on epigenetic aging has found that individuals experiencing high levels of chronic stress show biological ages that are significantly older than their chronological age, even when controlling for lifestyle factors like diet and exercise. The mechanism? Chronic stress elevates cortisol and other stress hormones, which promote inflammation, impair DNA repair, and can affect telomere length and mitochondrial function. Essentially, chronic stress impacts multiple hallmarks of aging simultaneously. Meditation graphics, stress reduction techniques. But here's the good news. Interventions that reduce stress and improve psychological well-being show remarkable effects on biological aging markers. Research has examined experienced meditators who had practiced mindfulness meditation for several years. Compared to age-matched controls, these individuals showed younger biological ages based on DNA methylation patterns, but you don't need years of practice to see benefits. Studies have found that even 8 weeks of daily meditation practice, 20 minutes per day, can produce measurable improvements in cellular health markers. Various stress management techniques. Beyond meditation, other practices showing evidence include heart rate variability training, or HRV training, a measure that reflects your nervous system's resilience. Higher HRV is associated with better stress resilience and slower biological aging. Simple breathwork practices like box breathing can improve HRV with consistent practice. Regular time in nature has been shown to reduce cortisol levels and improve psychological well-being. Studies on forest bathing, spending time walking mindfully in nature, show improvements in multiple stress biomarkers. Social connection deserves special mention here. Research consistently shows that strong social relationships are powerful predictors of longevity. Loneliness and social isolation are associated with accelerated biological aging comparable to other major health risk factors. Stress resilience concepts. Perhaps most importantly is developing psychological flexibility, the ability to be present with difficult emotions and experiences without being overwhelmed by them. This skill can be developed through mindfulness practices, therapy, or similar approaches. The key insight is that it's not just about eliminating stress, it's about changing your relationship with stress. Some stress is inevitable and even beneficial. It's the chronic, unmanaged stress combined with psychological rigidity that accelerates aging. A practical approach might include 10 to 20 minutes of daily meditation or mindfulness practice, regular time in nature, cultivating and maintaining close social relationships, and learning evidence-based stress management techniques. The science is clear. Your psychological state isn't separate from your physical aging process. They're intimately interconnected. Taking care of your mental and emotional health is taking care of your longevity. Synergy graphics, multiple pathways converging. Now, as promised, here's the most powerful insight that ties everything together. The real impact isn't in doing just one of these strategies. It's in the synergy between them. Research on multimodal interventions shows that combining multiple longevity strategies produces effects that are greater than the sum of their parts. People who implement 3 or more of these evidence-based interventions simultaneously show biological age improvements that far exceed what any single intervention achieves alone. Think about it. When you optimize sleep, you enhance your body's ability to recover from exercise. When you manage stress effectively, you improve the hormonal environment that determines how your body responds to fasting. When you supplement strategically, you support the cellular processes activated by all these other interventions. The biological pathways of aging are interconnected. Your approach should be too. Start with 1 or 2 strategies where you see the most room for improvement. Master those, then progressively add others. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistent, evidence-based optimization over time. If you found this information valuable and want to stay at the forefront of longevity science, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and have notifications turned on. We release new, research-backed content regularly on the latest breakthroughs in longevity and health optimization. And here's my challenge to you. Pick one strategy from today's video and commit to implementing it for the next 30 days. Just one. Track your experience and, if possible, get objective markers tested before and after. Drop a comment below telling me which strategy you're starting with and why. I read every comment, and your engagement helps this content reach more people who could benefit from it. Remember, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll be diving deep into the latest research on NAD+ optimization strategies. Until then, stay curious, stay evidence-based, and keep optimizing.